Welcome back, folks, to the main stage. I really hope you had some fruitful chats there. I felt a bit left out and all this conversations going on with these great people, and I'm sort of getting ready for this bit. The reality is, I was reflecting on it as you guys are chatting, is that we can network anywhere. We don't have to go to conferences. And thinking about the recent trip we had up to Queensland, where I met a couple of amazing people, but just yesterday or the day before at the Barbers, and I think he's online, Ash, the psychology PhD person from Monash University, met for the first time, just waiting to get our haircuts, and we had an amazing conversation. A rewarding conversation. I'm sure that Ash and I will get together in the future. And that's the power of networking. So this product that is available, I think Hoppin is going to just be an amazing chance for us to have great conversations in the future. Now, you were talking about your gifts. So I want to tell you another story from the book about someone who I know is online and his gifts. And this is straight from the book. I watched with awe as my friend John Williams, sitting at a snare drum in the Peanut Gallery Cafe, carefully observes a young woman about to perform a few numbers from a show at the Edinburgh Festival. She tentatively starts strumming her guitar and singing. John's never met this person before, nor does he know what she will play, yet he intuits her performance and joins in seamlessly on the snare. His accompaniment is exquisite, and from the obvious smile on the young lady's face is a welcome addition to her performance. John is clear. One of his gifts is music, more specifically, enjoying playing and performing with others. And like a carefully crafted song, he weaves this talent into his life, ensuring that he creates many opportunities to share and nurture his gift here in Edinburgh. Remember, I wrote this book in Edinburgh. Here in Edinburgh, taking the occasional respectful risk from time to time. Developing a grounded understanding of your own core gifts can ease suffering significantly and open the way for you to develop a flourishing life. As John will attest, singing and collaborating with others and playing joyfully provides significant relief from stress and a pathway to happiness for him. Thank you for coming along, John, and for allowing that story to be in the book. I am now going to make a declaration. This is my offer. This is my gift as I move forward. You people in this audience will be the first in the world to hear about this. Some context first. I've managed to retain autonomy by translating my personal donations, my charity, by donating my time. My philanthropy is based exclusively on the premise of not offering funds, rather volunteering my time, effort, and wisdom, and not expecting any remuneration in return. For many years as a family, we've balanced off gaining wealth and contributing meaningfully to charities and community groups. Working for over a year on a project team to build a community-built playground, Phoenix Park, is a great example. Decades later, the playground stands and is well used. It's a testament to our practical donation of time and skills, and one of the first major charitable contributions that we engaged in as a family. And I know Neil Howlett's in the audience tonight, one of the significant contributors to that project. Balancing wealth and charity is one of my 5 gifts, a gift that continues to generate genuine happiness for me. To know that I co-founded the Men of Leith Men's Shed over 5 years ago in Scotland, in Edinburgh, Leith, and to know that it's still making a substantial contribution to the lives of many men generates great pride for me. It sits at the source of genuine happiness for me, generating warmth and meaning in life. And I think I saw that Charlie Trailer and a few blokes from the shed are in the audience tonight. I do miss you guys. I know you continue to do great work. In short, I balance wealth with charity, and this is significantly rewarding. Taking this a step further, befitting my role as a thought leader, I am now offering my book, Gfifts, Flourishing, as charity. This is far more comprehensive an offer than simply donating the sales of the book to charity. Instead, I offer the book itself and the power it has to transform people's lives. In particular, I'm making this offer to charities or community groups whose specific aim is to help people, especially young people, who are suffering and may be in isolation or challenged by mental illness and other significant challenges. I offer the IP, my wisdom and experience to help charities deliver solutions for these people. Genuinely grounded solutions that provide a positive shift in their lives. Of course, I offer the book itself. Yet further, I offer workshops based on the book that I'm currently crafting. Additionally, there will be targeted learning solutions created that focus on meeting individual learning needs. Many of those might be delivered through platforms like this. And especially I'm focusing on young folks and addressing their core concerns. My offer is based on 30 years of personal success as an agent of change and transformation, now an author and thought leader. My request of you is that you think about any particular community or charitable organisations that you know or you work with that you could link me into to have some fruitful conversations that may deliver the solutions that I'm referring to. Please help me forward the gift in the spirit of easing suffering and creating more genuine happiness in our communities. We certainly need it. Now, folks, I'm going to give you a practical exercise from the book. And if you scroll down, you will find some guiding questions for this exercise. It's an individual exercise, something for you to think about and take away. There are 4 questions I've listed on the sheet below. You don't have to get to all 4, but these questions are all about eliciting your values, your core values, what motivates you at a core level. Whatever stage you get to throughout this process is just fine. We'll run it for about 15 minutes. Is that enough time, Callum, you think? We're just talking to the convener here. 15 minutes, and Callum will pop up something on the screen saying we're ready to come back. So 4 questions for you to consider on your own around your core values, which will link inextricably to your gifts. Over to you, folks. Enjoy the exercise. Welcome back, folks. Look, I hope you had a fruitful opportunity to reflect. I have done quite a bit of work on values, and Mark Maloney and I, in particular, when we ran DIY Life, used to work with all sorts of groups, and the more that we could get people to understand what their core values were, the more we could have them live more fruitful lives, particularly as individuals, but a lot of the work we did also was in organisations and in teams. So when you have an alignment of values, it can be a powerful thing. But of course, when you have a misalignment of values, it can be a completely destructive thing. And all of you, I'm sure, have been in a situation where you know your values have been compromised. So this little exercise continues in the book, and certainly I'll look to build on it as we move forward with further collateral to help people to get that sense of their core values. Because if you can have a sense of that, then gifts seem to flow more seamlessly. Values. I wanted to read you one more story from the book, and I know he's in the audience tonight. Well, you'd probably be a bit embarrassed by me reading it, but I'm going to do it anyway. On the short hall golf course on Brunsfield Links, Edinburgh, I was watching Jimmy recently, wearing an old stained pair of working overalls and manoeuvring a wheelbarrow full of rakes, spades, seed, and varied hole-cutting equipment. Jimmy is now in his senior years, and every year at this time of year, he helps the part-time greenkeeper prepare the short hole golf course to come out of its winter hibernation. And you do get a summer in Scotland, folks. The course is free and open to all during summer, and Jimmy volunteers his time to ensure it is kept to a beautiful standard. Golf, as you will be aware, is important to Scotland, and Jimmy is essential to the short hall course in this part of Scotland, Brunsfield Links. He works away diligently, preparing the greens, marking the courses, reseeding where necessary, and redigging the holes. This is the 5th year I've seen him do this, and I'm told that he's been doing it since he retired in 1996. I'm impressed by his sense of service to the community and to the many tourists that play on this public course. I'm also moved by his diligence. He's there several days a week in summertime, working from hole to hole, regardless of the weather, to make a course playable. His contribution is one to be celebrated and acknowledged. There are some people that drop their rubbish on the course, bend back the flags, or simply disrespect the facility. This does not faze Jimmy. He's stoic. He's selfless. He delivers voluntarily for our community. Everyday leaders like Jimmy can assist us in refining and defining the values that we have and the gifts we chose to be remembered by. Jimmy's a sharp reminder of that. Thank you for dropping in, Jimmy. I'd like to bring our international digital launch to a close now. I'd like to thank you for your participation in this kind of unique event. I'm sure for all of you it's a bit different. I hope you can capture some learning from what we've talked about tonight. And this can be the first step in you finding and freeing your gifts, perhaps refining your gifts. So I just have a few requests for you as we move forward. First request, obviously, purchase the book, please. It's available, I understand, in most bookstores in the UK and certainly on Amazon worldwide. As I've said before, any funds I receive, I'll invest in making this book and ideas and further programs available to those suffering, particularly young people. Secondly, if there are any charities or community groups you can think of that you might be associated with that you can link into me that would be great if you could make that connection. Thirdly, when you've read the book, please post a review of it on Amazon or Goodreads. It can be short, and if you come onto my website, Callum's going to load up a review that someone's already done, just to give you a bit of a template. Also, I want to let you know that I've got a novel coming out later this year. My novel is called Milk Tea Can't. I just signed off on the cover illustration. It looks great. Not sure exactly when it's coming out, but look out for it, please. Now, this is my commercial vehicle, so I won't be putting this up for a charitable vehicle. This is something that excites me in terms of creative writing. Now, I want to tell you just a little bit about the novel to give you a bit of a taste. It's set in, not surprisingly, Edinburgh, Scotland. And Edinburgh is a character in this novel. Edinburgh, like a Theban play, comments on the other characters and makes assessments about them. Much like a Shakespearean chorus, if you like, in the middle of Edinburgh. The feedback I've got so far from people who have read it say it's really good, and it was good enough to attract a publisher, London-based publisher, who are working on the creation of it right now. I'm hoping that it'll be a mini-series in the future. You know, you could even star Ewan McGregor as the father, or that other Scottish actor, Mel Gibson. Regardless, please look out for it. If you know of anyone who'd benefit from my book, please give them a copy, and feel free to find me on my website, following Forsyth.com, on Facebook and all sorts of other things. But Callum, my son, has done an amazing job in creating the website. I want to thank a few people before leaving us to networking and Q&A. I'm grateful for the following. I'm grateful for Callum and Greta, who have helped me enormously with this project and also my novel. My wife, Linda, Elliot, and Duncan, who are always there to support me in differing ways. I'd like to thank Dane Picken for putting together the video that you saw initially, and will be up on the video. It will be up on the website at some stage soon. I'd like to thank Paul Eichen for his striking images. I'd like to thank Jackie Astor, my next door neighbour, who has given me so many ideas in terms of the launch here and this digital launch. Helen McLucas, up in Sydney under lockdown right now. I'm so sorry to hear that, but she has been inspirational for me, provided great counsel as we've moved forward. Linda Hardy, who is in Scotland, and she must have read my book several times and provided great feedback on Fibe, Flourishing. Thank you, Linda. And Linda Gidland, who presented at my launch here in Melbourne. Also instrumental with her ideas and her passion. Jeff McDonald, whose books appear just up here, folks. Go search for Jeff. Jeff is linked into my website. He interviewed me, and that podcast is now up. Jeff and I will be doing more of these sorts of things in the future. Look, there's also a team of readers who are all acknowledged in the book itself. Look them up. I'm grateful for all of them. Finally, it's your chance to do a Q&A with me in the chat area. And beyond that, engage in some networking. The space is still open for some time now. If you choose to do that, you're more than welcome. So, move to networking, folks, and I will be there ready to answer any questions you have or any comments you have that you want my comments on. And on that, I will say farewell and many, many thanks for joining me on my first international digital launch. Thank you so much. Well-being.